This is the land of women. They live in the vast desert. They were so short of food that they captured all the men who passed through the desert. The ugly ones will immediately be killed and eaten. The handsome ones will stay. Women from the princess kingdom grew very tall after eating men's flesh. That day, when Xiao Shuai was traveling in the desert, people from the princess kingdom captured him. There were many men, all tied to pillars. It seemed they could eat well again today. If they couldn't finish it, they would make the meat spicy and dry it. But Xiao Shuai's luck was very good, because he was too handsome, and the women were reluctant to kill him, so they kept him as a male worm. Some of them were less fortunate, and were made slaves. Handsome male worms will be washed clean by women every day. Then the women were randomly selected, and Xiao Shuai was attracted by the queen of the princess country. The queen was indeed very beautiful, like a fairy descending to earth, and Xiao Shuai felt a real breath in his heart. This is a great thing, but Xiao Shuai underestimated the courage of the women in the princess country, not to mention the queen. Of course she has superpowers. Xiao Shuai crawled out the next day. His legs were shaking, he could only walk with the help of crutches. But Xiao Shuai is also targeted by other women in the princess kingdom. Although these women were not as brave as the queen, they were still outnumbered, and Xiao Shuai had realized this. What is worse than death? He fell to the ground paralyzed. When the little girl saw Xiao Shuai, who was like a dead pig, she hit Xiao Shuai hard with a stick. Xiao Shuai's whole body was in pain. He continued to scream with a little poking. But Xiao Shuai is not the worst. Even though he was in pain, he was happy even though he was sick. Another ugly slave is in misery every day. A few days later, the butler of the princess kingdom took Xiao Shuai away. He called and gave Xiao Shuai a task. The butler only gave Xiao Shuai 2 months. He had to make the queen pregnant within 2 months. If you cannot complete this task, you will die soon. Xiao Shuai was very scared. He didn't know if he could survive those 2 months. Maybe his body parts will be damaged first. There was a teacher there who had lived quite a good life. He gave the cross to the princess of the country. The teacher told Xiao Shuai, in fact, if the queen is not pregnant within 2 months, you will die. Even if the queen is pregnant, you will also be killed. Because the child does not need a father. Xiao Shuai felt cold after hearing it. He thought of a good way, that is, in these 2 months, make the queen fall in love with him. If there is love, then the queen may be able to keep it. So Xiao Shuai took the next action, and went to massage the queen's feet. The queen didn't expect that her skills were not bad, so she wanted other women to try some of Xiao Shuai's skills. Xiao Shuai said that he could open a beauty shop in the princess kingdom, so he could serve all the princesses of the princess kingdom. The queen thought this was a good idea, so she arranged a firewood shed for Xiao Shuai. Xiao Shuai immediately started decorating it. The queen began to meet him, and the ladies of the princess kingdom lined up to enjoy the service. The first customer is named Xiaomai. She was very graceful, but her teeth were not very good, and she had too much hair. Xiao Shuai put a layer of wax on Xiaomai's feet, then plucked a lot of hair, then applied a facial mask, then massaged her whole body. Finally, the teacher came to help and knocked out Xiaomai's front teeth, and went through a series of treatments. Xiaomai, who had a bad appearance, became too beautiful. Xiaomai was so happy that she gave him a kiss. When other women in the daughter country learned that Xiaomai had changed so much, they all rushed over and paid in advance. After paying all the medical expenses, Xiao Shuai experienced another night of cruel and inhumane attrition. However, Xiao Shuai's main goal was to win the queen's favor, so he wanted the queen to enjoy the beauty salon services, but the queen felt that she was already the most beautiful in the world. No need for beauty treatments. Xiao Shuai could only take out a ring, but the queen did not like these counterfeit goods. In the end, Xiao Shuai took the queen's hand. The queen was surprised. He was very brave and would go crazy when there was a scream outside. It turned out that the little girl had fallen into it. Xiao Shuai rushed over. Everyone thought the little girl was dead. Xiao Shuai started first aid. After the little girl woke up, the queen felt that Xiao Shuai was different from other men, and she felt a little different in her heart. After the speech, the queen also expressed her feelings for Xiao Shuai. Things are getting better and better, and women in the daughter country also bring warm clothes for Xiao Shuai to take care of his health. After all, after these women liked Xiao Shuai more and more, Xiao Shuai's workload increased. It was a great improvement, but Xiao Shuai's body could no longer hold it, and he wanted to escape. Xiao Shuai and his teacher had grown up together, and they decided to run away while the queen was hunting. But on their hunting trip, they met another tribe. This tribe is targeting these women. The warriors of the Princess Kingdom were no match for this tough guy, so they all fled everywhere, and the queen was also injured. Xiao Shuai took the queen into the cave. They experienced these things, and the queen was very moved. They continued chatting. At this time, several fireflies flew in. Xiao Shuai immediately caught more than 10 fireflies and put them into a ball. The queen felt the romance that love brings for the first time. This time the queen no longer regarded Xiao Shuai as a tool, but as a person. They lived in the cave like this for several days. They have enough fun. After that, he returned to his tribe. When he returned, he found that half of the people from the Princess Kingdom were dead. It turns out that the Macho tribe has been eating sheep in their well water. Not long after, the men from the Macho tribe came again. After all the collapse of their tribe, the warriors of the Princess Kingdom and the men of the Macho tribe started the battle. In the end, the Princess Kingdom couldn't beat them. The women were all controlled, but the Macho tribe leader valued the queen, so he went to the queen's bedroom and captured her. Eventually everyone started dividing women. Because he was the boss, besides the queen, he also wanted the 7 most beautiful women and other warriors. Each person could only ask for 2, but fortunately there were many people in the princess country, so that was enough. And that's when Xiao Shuai appeared on a white horse to save the queen. The queen was very moved when she saw it. He didn't expect that Xiao Shuai was not afraid of death for himself. The handsome man was shaking valiantly, even though he was suffering from internal injuries. In the end, the handsome man wiped out the Macho tribe alone. The handsome young man saved the queen. The Princess Kingdom began to live happily again, and the queen also managed to get pregnant. After receiving the seeds, the queen gave birth to a baby several months later. However, according to the Princess Kingdom system, once a woman gives birth to a child, the father must die. The queen must set an example and cannot follow, so an execution will be carried out. But Xiao Shuai was not alone, as many seniors who had planted seeds had died underground. They all devoted their lives to the Princess Kingdom. They are selfless and great. Xiao Shuai died without regrets.